Hi, I'm Karis. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. Today we have a little fun video because as I talk about my experience with my first trimester of being pregnant with twins, I'm actually going to do a little get ready with me. I've never really done a video like this before. Usually I just sit down and talk, but I gotta get ready for the day today, so I thought, why not just film this? So over here I have my mirror. If you see me looking this way, that's why. And over here I have all my products. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this type of video. I love makeup, hair, and all that kind of stuff too. So I thought maybe I can kind of incorporate that into this video. First of all, we gotta get my hair out of my face so I can do my makeup. One thing I want to go ahead and just say right off the bat is I'm not a makeup influencer. So I don't know if I'm always doing the things correctly. I just know how to do my own makeup, so just wanted to put that out there. Neither do I even want to be a makeup influencer. That sounds like a lot of work. I like to go ahead and actually just start with my face. I've already done my brows off screen because I hate doing my brows on camera. So you'll see that I use a lot of the same brand, Rare Beauty. It's owned by Selena Gomez, and that's just because I genuinely love their products. I discovered them about 3 years ago, and I now own like everything they've released. And I'm also just one of those people, once I find a product that I love, I just don't like trying anything new, which is another reason I would make a terrible influencer because I wouldn't be willing to try a lot of other products. Okay, so let's talk about first trimester. Man, oh man, if you are a returning subscriber, you know that my pregnancy was not planned. My husband and I got married September 2023, and we found out we were pregnant just a little over a month after our wedding. And it was a big surprise to us because we wanted to wait at least 5 years before having kids. I've always been extremely scared about getting pregnant just due to some traumas I've had in the past, and I just did not want to be a mom anytime soon. So when I found out I was pregnant, it was not this magical moment that we often see on social media. It was a moment of terror, and then I started getting really sick because I had a really rough first trimester symptoms wise, which did not make it any easier. I just went in with foundation. This is also another Rare Beauty product, and then I like to just blend my foundation with a beauty blender. So right away it was not easy because it wasn't something I was prepared for. But when it got really hard was probably once the symptoms kicked in. I unfortunately was sick the whole time during my first trimester. I would throw up every 2 to 3 hours. When I wasn't throwing up, I was super nauseous and I had no energy at all. So I would just spend my days on the couch all day, every day. I could not eat. I lost about 15 pounds in the 3 months because the only thing I could really stomach was watermelon, sometimes oranges. The sight of food made me just throw up immediately. I had water aversion. It was the worst. Sometimes I would be super thirsty, and then other times I would just look at water and it just made me gag. I had to go change because that shirt I had on was a little thick, and I've been having these crazy hot flashes recently. I am now 25 weeks pregnant. I feel a lot better, but I've been having hot flashes, so that's been weird. My husband, poor guy, the other day he was like, "Can I please turn on the heat? I'm so cold." I'm like, no, you cannot turn on the heat. Go put on some winter clothes or something because I could not handle the heat right now. Okay, going in with some concealer. My favorite part about this concealer, honestly, is the applicator. It's like this metal piece, and I don't know if you can see that. Anyways, it feels nice and cool on your face. Again, Rare Beauty. All right, I just blended that. Okay, I'm gonna go in with blush. One thing about their blush is it is super pigmented. So I only put like 1 dot on each side and I blend that out. So going back, honestly, during the first trimester, I did not have the energy to do anything, and it was so hard because prior to that, I was just a very active person, and all of a sudden it was like just taking a shower became a chore. If I had a day where I had the energy to take a shower, that was a good day. And it was so hard for me to accept that because as somebody who's just used to being like on the go, to all of a sudden just be okay with all you can do is sit around, it was so hard. And I also put a lot of my value, which is not good, in how much I can get done throughout the day. I think we do that as like high achieving people. We put a lot of value on how productive we can be. And to me, sitting around making babies apparently wasn't productive enough. I didn't know I was having twins until about week 9 of the pregnancy. So when I found out we were having twins, I was able to have a little bit more grace on myself because everybody was like, oh, it's like way harder with twins. But then the more I think about it, I'm like, even if I wasn't having twins, I should have accepted the hardness, because it doesn't matter whether or not you're having twins. Your body is making a human being, and it's hard. Some people have it worse than others, but even if I was having a singleton and I was struggling that much, I should have still been able to give myself grace. So this is your reminder that if you're having a really hard first trimester and you're thinking to yourself like, oh my gosh, there are other women who have it way worse than me, who are having like twins and triplets, cut that out. It's okay to be struggling, and it's okay to go easy on yourself no matter what, because honestly there's always going to be somebody that has it way worse. Blush is all done. I don't really know how well you can see this on camera, but looks good to me in person. And then after that, I do like to go in with a little bit of eyeshadow. Around week 9, I finally talked to my doctor and was like, hey, I'm pretty sick. And it hasn't been that great. And she was like, oh, well, we can put you on Zofran. And I did some research about it. And oh my gosh, never go to Google for anything health related, because you'll just see all types of craziness, and it's very scary when you're dealing with pregnancy because you want to make sure you don't hurt your baby or anything. But there were so many people saying like Zofran had terrible side effects on your baby, and then other people being like, no, like it's fine. And I just had to make the decision of, okay, well, right now what I'm doing cannot be that great on the baby because I'm not able to eat, I'm not able to really even drink. So if this is gonna help me feel better so I can actually nourish my body and like somewhat feel a little normal again, I'm gonna take it, and I'm gonna hope the risks are not that bad. And oh my gosh, it didn't cure it, it didn't make it go away. It helped so much. I was able to actually like slowly introduce food back into my system. It definitely helped. And I have no regrets of taking Zofran. That was just the physical part of first trimester. Let's talk about how I was emotionally during that time. Not good. I was not good. It was probably one of the darkest times of my life. And I often had to remind myself, this is probably just the hormones. But the feelings I was going through felt pretty real. So I still had to deal with them. So a lot of the emotions I was feeling was just fear, because I had no idea that I was gonna even get pregnant this early in my marriage. And then on top of that, I had to deal with a lot of the other fears that I have had throughout my life of giving birth. I've always had just fear of being a mother, and a lot of it stems from traumas that I've gone through as a child. A little backstory, I'm adopted. I grew up in Ethiopia, Africa until the age of 9, and then I was adopted to a family here in America. But because of that, like I just have gone through a lot in life. And one way that came out was in forms of me being extremely scared to have kids. So I've talked about it before in some of my other videos if you want to check that out. But all of a sudden I had to just deal with that. I was hoping I would have a little bit more time to prepare for it, but I didn't. And luckily I already had established therapist. I saw my therapist a lot during the first trimester. I don't know what I would have done without her. Luckily, I have amazing husband, amazing family and support system. And we told our family right away because I needed them during that time. I was not gonna be one of those people that kept it a secret till second trimester. I had just the best support system, but I also had to rely a lot on therapy, and I'm so grateful to have had my therapist during that time because she was able to just help me process through that. And it was hard, but I'm so glad I did it because now that I'm in my second trimester, I feel physically better, but I also feel emotionally so much more ready than I was before. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw some of my videos that I took in my first trimester that I never thought I would actually post, and you can see the drastic difference in my first trimester versus now. In my first trimester, one of the assignments my therapist had me do was just film myself talking because journaling like physically was just hard because I didn't have energy. So she said like why don't you just video yourself and just process your thoughts out loud? And I decided to post those videos later on because I thought maybe, there's other women who could relate to it, because when I went onto the internet for some comfort, I did not get any comfort. I was just seeing women who were genuinely super excited to be pregnant, which is awesome. Pregnancy is such a gift. I'm so happy they could be excited, but I did not see a perspective that I was having, and I felt so guilty because I was like, why can't I be normal like all other women and just be happy for this pregnancy? So I posted those things and those videos later on, and to my surprise, a lot of women did relate to that because they were like, same. I was not super excited about my pregnancy either, and that helped a lot kind of heal me and make me feel less guilty as well. I just don't think we talk enough about the emotional toll that pregnancy can have on you. We hear a lot about like postpartum, but I don't think we talk much about actual pregnancy, like depression and mental health stuff. I just want to encourage you, if you're in that place right now, you're not alone. Don't beat yourself up because you're not feeling like most normal women, and go ahead and process these feelings now, because if you don't, if you try to just push through and pretend like you're happy, you don't know how those feelings will manifest later on. Because the last thing I wanted to do was not work through my crap and pass it on to my husband, family, but even more importantly to my kids. I didn't want to have these kids and be bitter or resent them. I wanted to figure out the why behind why I felt the way I felt about pregnancy and motherhood. And I'm not saying I've arrived and I'm all fixed now, but I definitely feel a lot more confident about being a mother. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that I finally sat down and talked my feelings out loud. And then I also had family members and a husband who was willing to listen to me as I actually had these fears instead of condoning me. Quick break. Let's talk about this mascara. I've used this mascara for like 5 years now. I believe it's the best mascara on earth. It's the Bad Gal Bang by Benefit. I just love it. So anyway, little plug there. I'm thinking I'm probably just gonna go ahead and do my mascara without talking too much because it's so hard to multitask with mascara. Okay, so for example, this is what it's looking like this side with mascara. You can see there. And no mascara. And I think it just like makes such a huge difference. I love it. Okay, so this is what it looks like now that I have mascara on both eyes. And then I like to go through and set my face with just translucent powder. I can leave my face like this, it's fine if I want the glowy look, but I don't like that look. I like more of a matte look. And this powder, it's actually not Rare Beauty, by Makeup Forever. I love this powder. It is amazing. I'll show you like the difference it makes by just doing one side. I just like to do it like right under my eyes, everywhere but where my blush is, because I want that to still be bright and show. I get really oily around my nose, so I like to set that area so it's not like getting all shiny throughout the day. And then I do it right here, my forehead, because that's another place where I get really oily. This is such a small part of makeup and it's not that noticeable on camera, I don't think, but it makes a difference in real life. I actually like to set my eyeshadow as well because my eyelids get just super greasy throughout the day. So I'm just gonna go in with like a big fluffy eyeshadow brush and get some of the product and just set around my eyes as well so it doesn't look all oily as the day goes by. I don't know if you'll be able to tell, but so this is a side I just set with powder. It looks more matte, and then this is the side I have not set. And if you like the glowy look, that's fine. I just personally don't. I'm gonna go ahead and set the rest of my face. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is just some things that did help me get through first trimester. If you are in the midst of that, I remember I watched a lot of different TikToks. I tried all the remedies they recommended. They did not work for me. Maybe it'll work for you. Honestly, again, the only thing that worked for me was Zofran. But I do want to let you know, if you take Zofran, make sure you take a stool softener. It is not just a light recommendation. It is 100% a very good recommendation. When they say take a stool softener with it, because the constipation, I know, TMI, the constipation that you will get with Zofran is just like unreal. It's the worst. It's not as bad as the actual nausea and stuff that you get from first trimester, but it's a close second. So if you do take Zofran, make sure you get yourself a really good stool softener. Another tip I have for you is, because it's so hard to eat during the first trimester, I recommend trying to find protein shakes that have a high amount of protein in them, just so you can at least get something in your body. Also, I have this little blush from Rare Beauty that after I set my face, I like to go back in and just put a little bit more of that on there, just because sometimes the powder kind of like dims the brightness of the blush. I will link some of the protein shakes that helped me, but I don't know what I would have done without those protein shakes. I found some that had like 30 grams of protein, which is a pretty good amount of protein, and I would just chug them. This sounds so bad, but I knew that if I threw up, at least it wasn't going to be like a terrible throw up session, because I was just throwing up liquid, versus when I would eat and throw up, it just was not fun at all. I also found these yogurt protein smoothies that had 20 grams of protein in them. I can link them down as well. But that helped a lot, just waking up in the morning and I could just get that in my system, because there's nothing worse than being nauseous and feeling like you have to throw up, but you don't have anything to even throw up. That just hurts even more. So I relied on those protein shakes a lot, and they didn't have too much of a flavor to where it was just unbearable. When I did eat, we did a lot of DoorDash, because the smell of food cooking did not set well with me. I also recommend fruits, especially watermelon. That just tasted so good on my throat because I was throwing up so much. And then on the days where I just knew I needed to drink water, but I just couldn't handle it, I sucked on ice a lot because I could handle that. So that was another little tip that really helped me get through. I'm pretty much done with my face. I'm just gonna add lip gloss and put down my hair, and then we should be good. For my lips, this is the combo I've been using recently. This is a brown lip liner from Sephora, their Sephora collection lip liner, which was only like 13 bucks, so win-win. And then surprise, surprise, Rare Beauty lip gloss. A little hack is I always put on chapstick in the very beginning of my makeup routine, so that by the time I get to putting on lip gloss or lipstick, my lips are nice and moisturized. And then I like to just kind of dab that lip gloss or chapstick away, so that my lip product that I'm about to put on doesn't like move around. So let's put on the lip liner first. It took me such a long time to find a good brown lip liner, but I think this one is a win. I really like it. And then I'm gonna go in with the gloss here. This is kind of my everyday lip routine recently. I say every day, I mean like every day that I actually wear makeup, which is like twice a week maybe. So that's another thing I was not able to do during first trimester, was think about even wearing makeup, because I was just laying around on the couch. I was like, what's even the point? I remember the first time I put on makeup was like at week 12. It was around Christmas time, and I just felt like a whole other person. I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot how to actually apply makeup on my face. And that's that. That is the lip combo. Now I gotta take the hair down. Oh, it's such a mess. I gotta wash my hair either today or tomorrow. I probably should put it up or something, but I get headaches when I put my hair up because there's so much of it. So I'm just gonna have to wear it down today and call it quits. I did put my hair in braids during the first trimester because I was like, no way am I going to deal with my hair during this time. I just couldn't. So I put it in braids for like 3 months. It was nice. And I'm gonna put it back in braids when I'm about to give birth to the girls, so that I can just not deal with it. Okay, well, I think we're done here. This is kind of what the finished result looks like. So on days that I do put on makeup, this is kind of my go-to makeup routine. But anyways, I hope you found this video helpful, especially if you're going through your first trimester right now and it's just hard. I want you to know it gets better. I was so convinced I was going to be one of those unlucky people who would be sick the whole pregnancy, but like week 14 hit and it just like got so much better I didn't have to take Zofran anymore. I had energy. Second trimester has been so great to me. Every day I wake up, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so amazing. I can be so much more grateful for it because I remember how hard it was in the first trimester. And just emotionally, I feel like I'm in a much better place because of all the work that I did during the first trimester. So take it one day at a time. I know it's so hard. I know. I've been there. But I promise it gets better. Don't be afraid to put your emotions out there. Don't feel like you need to keep it all to yourself. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the little makeup routine. If you like videos like this, I've done a lot of other pregnancy related videos. And let me know if you want me to do other videos where I'm getting ready and stuff too. I've never really done this before. But yeah. Thank you again for watching. Feel free to follow me over on Instagram. I'm pretty active on there. But until next time, bye.